On Seven's Big League now, we check the scores of the two non-televised matches today. And first of all, Collingwood and Melbourne, old rivals. Melbourne getting off to a fairly good start, kicking 6 goals in the first quarter, but they could manage only another 6 for the game. And Collingwood finally running out convincing winners by 72 points. Richardson got 6 goals for Collingwood and Tony Shaw 4. And for Melbourne, Kelvin Templeton finished up with 5 goals. Richmond and St Kilda, well, the Saints fancied themselves in with a chance this afternoon. It didn't work out that way. The Tigers ran away winners by 36 points. Roach got 3 goals and James 3. And for St Kilda, Lockett got 3 goals and Burns also 3. Jimmy Jess, who's been in the news in the past 10 days or so, fronts the tribunal on Monday night on a striking charge. Don't forget, football action tomorrow on 7, straight after World of Sport. The Army Reserve Cup clash is between Geelong and Footscray. That's live from the Lakeside Oval, where admission is free. Match time is 2:15. Time now for Footy Stop Press with Scotty Palmer, the sporting editor of the Sunday Press. Once again, a very good evening.
Good evening, Peter. Welcome viewers to the Sunday Press. What a very sad day of football it was today. And what bad news for the Danahas this week. Neil shattered his knee on Tuesday, and now his brother Terry is being examined tonight for a possible torn cartilage of the ankle, or maybe worse. There are some fears a bone could be broken. Essendon took the points against Hawthorn, but Michael Thompson dislocated his shoulder and will miss at least 4 weeks. Shitty, though, said he was pleased with the way Essendon got in front and stayed in front. Hawthorn blames its lack of control at the centre bounce. The Bombers got it clear 27-12 as the cause for their defeat. But Alan Jean said the Bombers had improved from last year. The Hawks have Peter Knights back on the injured list with a hamstring injury. And giant bomber Paul Salmon, who kicked 10-2 in his comeback with the reserves today, could be playing against Collingwood next week. We have an interview on that later in the program. The Jimmy Jess saga continued. After the big payment and clearance dispute, he's now been reported. Field umpire Ian Robinson and a boundary umpire booked him for striking Robert Elphingston with a forearm to the throat in the last quarter today. St Kilda's Silvio Fascini ended in Moorabbin Hospital tonight, and the Saints are hoping it's no worse than concussion. Tiger coach Paul Sproul said he was pleased with the win because in the past, more powerful Richmond sides have had trouble at Moorabbin. Graham Jelly was unhappy with his side's inconsistency. Footscray Zeno Tesaris is in Geelong Hospital with a possible fractured skull after the match at Cardinia Park. The Bulldogs are keeping a vigil down there tonight. Robert Groenewegen has a badly lacerated eye as well, but the Bulldogs collected the points in a match of contrast. Simon Beasley 7 straight goals and Lenz Bamblets 5-1 told the story of the match. For in contrast, Gary Ablett kicked 5 goals 10 for the Cats. Tom Hapey blamed an immobile forward line and their inaccuracy for the defeat. Mickey Malthouse was pleased that the Bulldogs were now 2 games clear in the 5 and that they had scored a win at Geelong for the first time in 10 years. Fitzroy's Robbie Walls, while far from delighted with the game in general, was satisfied with the points that gives the Lions a chance for the 5 at Victoria Park. The club made Bernie Quinlan captain after Mickey Conlon played in the reserves today. Swans coach John Northey said he was still trying to work out what sort of side he had in the field. Too many players float in and out of the game each week, he said. And Northey said the Swans preferred a drier surface. Collingwood coach Bob Rose stepped out of the coach's box at the MCG to talk to full forward Brian Taylor today, and it looked like a reprimand to the thousands of Magpie supporters, but Rose dismissed this. He said it was easier to talk to a player down there than get his message across than talk to him on the phone. Rose was not happy with the tactics used against Taylor today. He said, however, the win was a confidence booster for the Magpies. His plan of taking the young players aside before the match and reminding them of their responsibilities worked well. Ron Barassi has Peter Giles out for the rest of the season with a medial ligament, and Gerard Healy with an injured collarbone could be doubtful for next week. Barassi's last words: "We went down in the tradition of what Collingwood and Melbourne games were all about." See you again, Peter.
Right, thanks, Scotty, and full details of those reports in the Sunday Press tomorrow. Scotty will be joining us, of course, for Palmer's Punchlines on Tuesday during the half-time break of the first semi-final of the Foster's Cup, and that will be between Carlton and Hawthorn. The Blues in great form last night at the MCG, Hawthorn down today, and so that game certainly takes on new significance. We'll take a break, back with more of Seven's Big League after this.
Footscray and Geelong, locked in battle, next on Seven's Big League.
You can get it riding, you can get it sliding, you can feel it coming on about 4.